Well, it's the 7th of April, and it's a Tuesday, and we're just leaving Pasul Mestecanis, and sure enough, we got some snow last night. Rain first, and then turned to snow. So we expect muddy trails today. Yesterday, so recap. So 6th of April, Monday, day after Easter, at least Catholic Easter. We traveled from Sadova to Pasul Mestecanis. Left about 8 o'clock in the morning, got there about 2:30 in the afternoon. It's hard to say exactly how many miles or elevation gain it was because the different technology devices and apps we have record differently, but whoa, we got a little bit of ice going on now. So it was a little over 13 miles according to what AllTrails gave us, and then 3,400 feet elevation gain. But the elevation, it sounds like a lot. The elevation gain was not nearly as steep as the day before that, so it wasn't terribly bad. We spent the night in Luciferul, so the Lucifer Hotel, right on the trail in Pasul Mestecanis, right at the top of the ridge there, and real nice, wonderful dinner. Wow, I had the Moldavian stew, which, as an American, you would think the stew would be kind of like in a bowl and it'd be a lot of liquid, but it was just a bunch of meat and palinka, I forget, some carbohydrate thing. Really good prices compared for the exchange rate compared to the United States. That meal would have cost probably over $75 at least for both of us, and it was like $35. So really good value for the dollar over here for sure. I think the room was closer to, I did it through booking.com, and forget what the room was, but it was obviously a little bit more expensive than the average farm stay or house stay. I think it was approaching $100 for the night, maybe. Very nice, very clean. We had a brand newly renovated room. Apparently we were the first ones to even stay in it. Also, that hotel, again, I'm not being sponsored by anybody, but the hotel offers a 10% discount if you eat in their restaurant for VT hikers. So that's kind of a cool deal as well. And we had breakfast there too, and great value as well. Very filling. Oh boy, their breakfasts here are really, really hearty, enough to last the whole day, frankly, until dinner, which we're kind of doing. We're kind of really having just a snack for lunch, considering how big the breakfasts are. So that's today. Today, that was yesterday, and then last night. Today we're heading to Vatra Dornei, which is about 13 miles, according to at least AllTrails, and it is elevation gain is not so much. I think it's a little over 1,000 feet, maybe 1,700 feet. A lot of sort of undulating bits. We're at about 4,000 feet right now, and at the very end of today's trip, we descend quickly down into Vatra Dornei. It's a pretty steep descent, and apparently, according to the VT guide, it's supposed to be a little treacherous, and if it's wet and muddy, it will be. So today so far, the trail, not so bad, more sort of forest roads, logging roads, a little muddy, and some ice. Yesterday, probably the worst part about the trail yesterday was the water on the trail. You really had to be careful, especially coming downhill, making each step, very small steps, and make sure you pick the right rock to step onto, that you don't fall down. So that's what's happening today. Well, that was yesterday, and then today we got, see what happens. But just a quick view. I'm gonna stop and turn around and show you what I'm seeing. Here's the valley below us, Pasul Mestecanis. Real pretty, and of course the snow just makes it all the more lovely. Alrighty, we'll see what the day brings. So if I didn't mention, so today is day 5 on the trail. Again, it's the 7th of April. Lows in the 20s last night, a high of 30 something today. And just looking at this bear sign, I'm thinking that we're going to go back into hibernation after this cold weather and snow. So yeah, pretty cold right now and a lot of ice on the trail. Okay, Paul with Backpacking and Brews again. And just wanted to comment about the trail itself. So we're 89 kilometers in, according to the stones. And we've heard other people compare this trail to the Camino de Santiago, particularly probably the Francis, which is the one that Tammy and I hiked last spring, actually. Although there were quite a few logging trails that the Camino went on, as this is too. Well, we estimated, just our observation, that probably 80% of the trail has been on either logging or forest roads, which is fine. But and the Camino is kind of like that too. A lot more street road too, though. But we don't think that this trail is like the Camino. It's a little bit more rugged, more in the wilderness, and so in that ways, not significantly different, but different. So the trail is not all muddy ruts. When we get into areas where the trees have been cut down, we actually end up walking on a sort of a grassy trail, which is quite pleasant, especially on a day like today. All right, so just some observations about not the popularity of this trail, but the density of hikers. So far, we've not come across any other through hikers. That is, folks that are doing the entire Via Transilvanica. But if they're walking the same direction we are and ahead of us, then we might not see them. Or if they're behind us, we might not. But we did see yesterday a set of tracks from looked like to be a female hiker, judging by the size of the shoe. And we've seen several day hikers, people just going from one point to another, probably a particular stage or something. And today we met a lady that was hiking, doing our hike today from crap. Anyway, well, we started today and going to Vatra Dornei, and but yeah, not any other through hikers that I know of. Now, granted, it's pretty early in the season, so maybe why we're not seeing more people, frankly. But listening to and watching Paul's videos, that's Ventures Over 60, he kind of had the same observation from last year when he hiked. He actually kept track of the number of people that he's seen on the trail, which I think numbered 10 or 12 or something. Anyway, just wanted to share that information. Oh, and to add, I'm sure as popularity grows for this trail, which I fully expect it to happen, it is a great walk. I think more and more people will be on the trail. So I think that's a good thing. Just don't want it overpopulated. So I'm standing on a stump at what may be the highest point on the trail. Sorry if I'm wrong. We're at 4,307 feet on the Via Transilvanica at kilometer stone number 91. And we've got a great view of the surrounding mountains. I'm going to go land to the right. You can see some of the mountains around us. Of course, they're off in the distance. Hopefully I won't fall off the tree stump. And around us, big mountain over there, closer probably, behind those trees. And then all the way over here. We're going to be making a right just past where Tammy is, and then heading down toward Vatra Dornei. Oh, and you may find that we're not all sunshine or rainbows and unicorns in our observations, but we try to be non-biased. But you know, it's impossible to be non-biased because we're all biased by the past experiences, etc., etc. So, but we try to present the good and the bad, or just make observations and let you guys decide whether it's a bad thing or it's a good thing. We just passed kilometer stone 93, and worth noting, we've seen some, the snow has helped. We've seen some tracks on the trail today, some bunny tracks, maybe fox tracks, maybe a lynx tracks, and also we just saw short of kilometer 93, another bear track. So that's bear track number 2 on the trail so far, but fortunately or unfortunately, no bears. Men at work. It's always good to see people doing industrious things. Oop.